What is up, everybody? Matt Modi here with Jedi Modi Sports Network, here to give you some underdog picks for NFL Week 7. And I got to apologize for the status of my voice. I went to the Phillies game last night, screamed my head off, came back with a horrible sore voice, dead voice, really can't talk at all, but had to get these upset picks out. So I do apologize for that. Also, apologize for the lack of content past couple days. I have been traveling, but things should be normal moving forward from here. And as I mentioned, I got some underdog picks for you guys for week 7. To do a recap from last week, I gave out 3 on this YouTube channel. I got 2 of those 3 to cash. I got the Texans money line and the Browns money line to win straight up. I got the Seattle one wrong. We end the week 2-1, up 1.13 units. That brings our total picks on these upset picks to 7 and 9 overall, up 0.88 units. Nice to get back in the green. Needed that after being in the red overall. As for this week, I actually have one upset pick for you guys to lock in. A bunch of teams are on buys, and I didn't love the slate, so I didn't want to just choose for the sake of having multiple picks. So I just got one, but we can dive right into that. So we're looking at the Dolphins money line against the Eagles, plus 115 odds. This is at both Sporttrade and Caesars. The Eagles just got their first loss of the year last week, and they're just so banged up at this point. I have a hard time seeing them being able to keep up with the Dolphins offense, especially their secondary, which is like the worst possible position to be banged up against when you play the Dolphins. They are now missing their top 3 slot cornerback options from the beginning of the season. They lost their first 2 at the beginning of the year, and then their third one, who they signed to replace, just got hurt. That's Bradley Roby. Now they signed Josiah Scott off the Steelers practice squad. He was with the Eagles last year. He stinks. It's not looking good in the slot. On the outside, their top cornerback, Darius Slay, missed last week with a knee injury. Now he'll probably be able to play this week, but you never know if he's going to be 100%. And when you're fighting up against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, it's never great to not be 100%. And then lastly, their top 3 safeties are also injured. Now, at the time of this recording, I'm unsure of who is and who isn't going to play, but regardless, the top 3, and not even counting Darius Slay and the other cornerbacks I mentioned, all of them are banged up. Sidney Brown, their rookie safety, has been out with a hamstring injury. Their best and most solid safety, Reed Blankenship, missed week 2 with the rib injury, and then he also left the game early last week, also with the rib injury, so that part is concerning. Unsure if he's playing. And then their other safety, Justin Evans, has been in and out of the lineup all year with a bunch of injuries. And then on the defensive line, Jalen Carter missed last week with an ankle injury. Now he'll probably be fine, but still maybe he is just maybe a little banged up, and overall it's just another player banged up in general. And their reward for all these injuries is the best offense in the NFL, pretty much by any statistical measure that you look at. DVOA, yards per play, yards per game, points. Obviously, scoring 70 points is going to help with that, but still, their offense is putting up historic numbers. And then on the other side of the ball, the Eagles' offense really struggled last week. And if you notice when they started the struggle, it was when Lane Johnson went out. Lane Johnson is their Eagles All-Star, Pro Bowl, incredible right tackle. They're a completely different team when he's out of the lineup. And last week, he exited with an ankle injury, and their offense tanked when he went out. There was at least one turnover that Jalen Hurts had that is directly responsible of the right tackle not doing a good enough job. Jalen Hurts went to throw it. His arm got hit as he was throwing. Ball popped up, landed easily into the arms of the Jets defender. If Lane Johnson was in, that interception doesn't happen. Now, yes, the Dolphins defense is certainly not the Jets defense or even remotely close. But the biggest issue here is that the Eagles' offense is just completely different when they don't have Lane Johnson. Overall, in Lane Johnson's career, they're 10-22 in games that Lane Johnson doesn't play. And the Eagles have been good for the majority of Lane Johnson's career. So 10-22 are really bad numbers. Now, at the time of this recording, it's unsure of whether Lane Johnson is going to play or not. The reports came out that it is not as serious as they feared with the ankle injury, and that Lane Johnson himself is pushing to play. But an ankle injury, the Eagles do need to have the postseason in mind, so it's unsure of whether they are going to actually have him play or not. And overall, this Eagles team, despite being 5-1, they've been playing with fire all season. They're only seventh in DVOA despite the 5-1 record. They just haven't looked like the same juggernaut from last year, and it finally came back to bite them last week with their first loss. I think that they're going to end up losing 2 in a row to this Dolphins team. The plus 115 odds, I think the Dolphins should be favored. I think they're the better team, at least right now. So I like getting the plus 115 odds on this one. And that's our only upset pick of the evening. If you're riding with me, make sure to comment and let me know. If you're fading me, that's also fine. Comment and let me know. Other than that, remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps me out a ton. Thanks for watching and have a good one.